Hey, y'all, what is today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, people. Welcome in the building. Okay, listen, we're here. We got stuff to talk about. And yai. Okay, the title is called Oh My. Oh My. Yet again, another lawsuit. They got Diddy on a rotisserie stick and they just keep whining and whining and whining and whining and whining. He's toast. When I first heard the lawsuit today, my heart was beating fast. This Diddy thing is trying to take us all out. We ain't never been to a white party, a FO, but because we are knee deep in all these lawsuits, I feel like we've been there. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so now what I feel they're doing, yeah, he done. He done. But let me tell you what I feel like they're doing. I feel like what they're doing is they are, not that it's not bad enough on its own, but they're trying to really make sure the public sees him as public enemy number one, as a whole monster. Because by the time his trial comes, they're not going to be able to find a jury. Where would they find a jury at? That don't know something, see something. Now you got this image of the latest victim crying, barely talking in a press conference. Now, I know how y'all do when y'all really like somebody. I know many of you may say, Gloria, she that girl, she the one. Why would you bring your client to a press conference like this? I want y'all to think about that. This girl says she traumatized. She thought about doing things to herself. Be easy in the chat now. Don't get us shut down. She thought about doing things to herself. She's still hurt, broken, and all of the above. And the best you got was bringing her to a press conference. Now, Gloria, I know you don't need money that bad. I know you're not starving. What happened today? And every time you turn around, Gloria either needed an interpreter, a hearing aid, or something. She said, what you say? What was the question? Oh, I'm not answering that. What was the question? Did we see the tape? I'm not going to be looking at no P tape. Gloria, I only went to the community college, okay? But let's do this here. You got to get permission to look at the tape that your client said that she is in, and the person you suing is this under her. You don't look at the tape. Do you think we dumb, stupid, or both? The R. Kelly tape, it involved a minor. They looked at the tape, and not only did they look at the tape, they showed the tape to the jury and said, that's R. Kelly. And R. Kelly said, that ain't me. That looked like my brother. And then the girls' aunties and own family said, that ain't my daughter. That's not my niece. What do you mean you got to get permission to look at the tape? You suing somebody, and you said there was a tape. Now, a lot of times I need the people, I'd be like, explain that to me. But I don't need no explanation for this. You wasn't making sense. I said, this the lawyer. She the queen bee. Then she danced around. I seen the tape. I didn't see the tape. But then, yes, she asked anybody. She did like the prosecutor did the other day, giving a 1-800 number. She asked anybody, if y'all seen the tape, can you call me? Come to my office. You'll be anonymous. We gonna listen together, because sometimes I don't hear right. I'm like, did you say that your client said she know for a fact that this tape is out there and it was sold and this, that, and the other, but you didn't see the tape, you don't know where the tape is, you don't know what happened? What is this lawsuit about? We're going to talk about it. Yeah, Flip, 1-800, get me a bigger check. We're going to talk about it. I was just like, so when like I said, when I first heard the lawsuit, I was like, this is horrific. And I'm not saying y'all stick with me, but I see most of y'all know me out there. I'm not saying nothing didn't happen to this young lady. But I'm saying that press conference, I was like, what is this? Then they asked her, do you have other people that you may be about to do a lawsuit with and so forth? And Gloria act like, she was confused. Like she didn't know, she the whole lawyer herself. She the one called the press conference. And then she get there and she act like she don't know what she can and cannot say. I'm like, Gloria, spit it out. If you came here to say nothing, you should have made a statement and just went home. We're suing. My client is not doing well. You brought your client there. Then you was looking at your client. Oh, you about to let them ask your client a question. Then you're like, no, we can't get done. You can't answer that. But then in the end, and I don't know what the purpose of this was. In the end, she said, we filed this morning. Then she tells her client to stand up, and she stands up, and they're holding the case up like this. I said, what? I said, what is going on here? Gloria, tell them, go to my website. If y'all need it, y'all want it, because it's public record, go to my website, and I posted the case there. Y'all read it. I said, what's going on here? And then I not that it matters to me, but I didn't get why it mattered that she couldn't say who she was. They was like, does your client speak English, French, Spanish, sign language? Gloria goes, we're not going to answer that. Yeah, it was a circus. It was a whole circus. I was like, okay, I told y'all this ain't gonna turn into a circus, and it's already started. It was a circus. I was like, we're not going. They just asking what language you speak. We're not answering that. Gloria, where'd your client meet Diddy? We're not answering that. Did you see the tape? I'm not looking at that tape. Do you have the tape? We ain't answer that. But then she goes, they said, do the feds have the tape? She was like, maybe. Where the tape? It's a mess. It's a whole hot mess. But we're going to talk about it. Then come on, where's the tape, Gloria? Where's the tape? Where's the tape? Child, we're going to talk about this thing. It was a bad move. But you know what I'm noticing? All of these lawyers are kind of sleep on the job. They used to getting quick paydays, and now they don't even know how to do research and none of that no more. If the people on the YouTube streets can do some basic research and come up with some information, I'm going to need the lawyers who got these high-powered law firms and their paralegals and everything else. Y'all need to get to work. Come on here giving us a lawsuit. You talking about there's a tape, but you don't know where the tape at, and you asking the people in the streets to call you if they seen the tape. But you just said nobody should be looking at the tape because it's illegal to look at the P stuff. So, but now you want them to call in and tell you that they saw it, girl. This Diddy stuff is too much. Then let me do a friendly mention here. I'm gonna do a friendly mention here. When I tell you my heart is broken for the twins. Broken for the twins. Diddy and his lawyer did all 7 kids a disjustice. They knew that they was coming to turn Diddy in. Diddy should have bought the cat a house, the dog a house, and put it in their name, not his name. He should have bought the twins a house. Everybody, he should have been like, you get a house, you get a house, you get a house, you get a house. Let me put 10 million in the account for you, and you. The twins were staying with a family friend as if he was just going away to the Bahamas and coming back. I don't know what this family friend home looks like. I don't know if Diddy left her a check and said, this so the girls can eat, whatever else they want. They start school. When you in situations like this, you got to have plan A, B, C, and D. Plan A. I go there, they lock me up, I post bail, I'm coming back home. Plan B. They don't give me bail. I have to wait maybe a couple months, and maybe after a few months, they'll give me bail. Plan C, they're never going to give me bail, and I'm going to sit in that cell until my trial. And you have everything written out for the kids, and depending upon what happened, you flip to the predetermined plan. I'm still locked up. When the minute they deny bail, you look at your kids, say, plan C. You just do a C. Like this. You do like this here. So they know, okay, we got to do plan C. And when you sit down, they should have had the Last Supper. But instead, he was out in New York. Can't stop, won't stop. Dancing, dapping everybody up, going to Harlem, going to Brooklyn, acting like it was the good old days. He was walking in the hotel like, all right, whatever, I'm back for the night. Tomorrow I'll turn myself in. No, they was like, come here, sir. Come here, sir. You come with us tonight. Should have been a dinner, the Last Supper. I love you guys. I'm in trouble. You know that already. And if I never come back out of the jail again, know this. No matter what you hear in them streets. That's why I've been telling my kid, I don't care what you hear in them streets about me. Because he's thinking that he's telling the truth. I would say it's a lie. It's a lie. And I want you to know I will always love y'all. Keep your head up. And don't let nobody punk you because they want to talk about me. Now, I got 3 envelopes here. One is plan A, one is plan B, one is plan C. You don't open the envelope until you know what happens. If they don't let me out from behind those bars, you open envelope C. Because I got you. Y'all always going to be good. Because you are Combs. That's what I would have said. But now they out here struggling. They said the twins are looking for a rental home in LA. They only 17. They're only 17. And even, what's his name? Albie Shore said himself. He said that Kim Porter would be sad to see the people that claim to be her friends are turned against her. Kimora stayed up in the twins' face. Where is she now? The twins need you. Where's Kimora? The twins need her. Okay. Diva, you can't rent to minors. You know you know what? I hope Janie. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Beautiful picture there. And Tony said you can't. Oh, Tony said you can't rent to minors. But Tony, listen, money trump everything. Somebody gonna go there, put the house in their name, and the twins gonna be staying there by themselves. When you have money, they break all the rules. It's sad, but it's true, and that's why Diddy got away with what he got away with for so long. Money, they overlook everything. Oh, the restaurant packed. Oh, that's Oprah. We got a seat over here in the corner. But you just said it was food to me. Money trump everything. Listen, guys, y'all know what time it is. I need a what in the chat. I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. Oh my. Shocking new allegations against Diddy. We're going to talk about the latest lawsuit, and we're going to watch the press conference together. I think that by the time this thing is all said and done, Diddy may be sued more times than Bill Cosby, and who could surpass that number? Or Diddy might even go in the world's book, Guinness record for having the most lawsuits against him and known to mankind. The kids need to stay, but what brother should we have them stay with? I'm gonna say Quincy. Yes, he did, Val. He thought he was gonna postpone and get out. That's why he was out partying. He messed around and found out. The feds would have came there, I'd be like, can I take a shower first? Since it's going to be my last one. Can I get a steak from the hotel restaurant? I promise you I would have fell out. Let me bring the people on in the building, y'all. Hey, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Choo, choo, choo.
Hey, Savannah. Hey,
Yeah.
Felicia. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Tony. Hey,
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Diva.
How you doing, everybody?
Not even a steak, some potatoes, some homemade fried potatoes with a little bit of egg.
Listen, Julius, I would have just been like, can I get one last meal out this hotel?
Congratulations, Diva, on hitting 37, girlfriend.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Diva. Congratulations, Diva. You've been working hard, and I hope you get to I hope you get to even higher before the end of the year. But
well,
you've been working.
I approve of that message, Dustin. I approve of that message. I thank all of y'all. Let me go ahead and share screen. Let's go ahead and get into this lawsuit, okay? I'm probably going to be able to pull up tomorrow. I couldn't find it today, but we got a good article here from the Rolling Stones, so let's get into it, okay? Everybody mute, please, while I go through this. I appreciate y'all, and bless you to whoever sneezes. So Sean Combs, an employee bound in Allred woman, sold assault film as P lawsuit says. Thalia Graves is the 11th person to accuse Sean Diddy Combs of SA, claiming he arred her at his New York City recording studio in 2001. Sean Diddy Combs and a former bodyguard allegedly gave her substances, bound her, and arred a woman in a recording studio in 2001. Then went on to share and sell a recording of the alleged assault as P. A new lawsuit filed Tuesday and obtained by Rolling Stones claims. Thalia Graves broke down in tears as she spoke to her at a press conference Tuesday in Los Angeles and described the internal pain she faced after the alleged attack. The trauma of this soul has taken a toll on my mental health. I have PTSD, depression, and anxiety. I'm emotionally scarred. It has been hard for me to trust others from healthy relationships or feel safe in my own skin, she said in remarks delivered a week after Combs was arrested and held without bail on federal indictment unsealed in New York. I'm glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief. Graves is the 11th person to come forward to accuse Sean Diddy Combs in an SA lawsuit, claiming the Bad Boy Entertainer founder assaulted her at his infamous Daddy's House recording studio in New York City. Her attorney, Gloria Allred, declined to comment on whether Graves played any part in the grand jury proceedings that led to the Southern District of New York prosecutors arresting Combs last week. Our goal for Thalia is very simple. We want justice for her, and we're looking forward to winning it. It is long overdue for those who have caused her to suffer to be held accountable, Allred said at the press conference. Graves says in her lawsuit that she became friendly with Combs in late 1999 through her then boyfriend, who was an executive at Bad Boy. Due to the boyfriend's position at the company, Graves says she frequently attended events hosted at Combs' homes and often visited her boyfriend at Daddy's House recording studio. The boyfriend is not named in the lawsuit. However, Rolling Stone reached out to the man in question. He acknowledged seeing the alleged tape, but said he only observed Graves and Combs' bodyguard, Joseph Big Joe Sherman, on the video. Wait, hold on a minute. He acknowledged seeing the alleged tape, but he said he only observed Graves. Oh, okay, that's it. That's her, Thalia, and Combs' bodyguard, Big Joe Sherman, on the video. Did y'all catch that? I had to read that again. So he said he saw the video, but all he saw was with Thalia and Combs' bodyguard, Joseph Big Joe Sherman, on the video. Can y'all note that? That's, you know what, this is messy, y'all. Okay, did you catch that? Hey, Juice Radio, listen, y'all. I digress for a minute. Juice Radio got a good channel over there. Don't miss out on what she's talking about over there. Go over there, check her out, and hit her watch some videos, hit that like button, and subscribe to her channel. Okay, y'all. Y'all see how messy they get and how salacious they put that press conference. She act like she didn't see the video. She don't know where the video at, or she didn't, or it's with the feds. But this person said they observed the video, but they only saw Thalia and Combs' bodyguard, Big Joe Joseph, in the video. Because if you think about this time period, it wasn't the time period of cell phones. It wasn't everybody had these stands. So somebody had to hold the recorder and be zooming and recording like that. So if anything, Diddy had to be recording while whatever was happening to her happened. So how can you say that you 10 toes down, yes, Diddy, when there's a video out there and Diddy ain't in it? Let's continue. And this ain't even making up no words. That's why we read the stuff over here. Okay. Things took a turn when Thalia allegedly received a call from Combs, who wanted to meet her to discuss her boyfriend's supposed performance issues, according to the lawsuit, which was filed in the Southern District of New York on Tuesday morning. Wanting to help her boyfriend and already knowing Combs, Gray says she agreed to the meeting. It was eventually a sick and twisted way of using his ownership of entitled at Bad Boy and its affiliate entities to abuse plaintiff and also show his power and ability to humiliate her boyfriend, his executive, the lawsuit claims. A few hours later, Combs arrived at Gray's residence in an SUV driven by Joseph Sherman, his then bodyguard. Gray says she accepted a glass of wine from Combs and quickly became lightheaded, dizzy, and physically weak. By the time they arrived at the recording studio, Gray says she struggled to walk, and when they reached Combs' office, Gray alleges she lost consciousness. In retrospect, it is clear that Combs had caused a substance to be put into the plaintiff's drink, as a few sips of wine had never impacted her that way, the lawsuit claims. When Grace came to, she claimed she was unclothed and bound with her hands behind her back with what felt like a plastic grocery bag. As she shouted for help, Sherman allegedly slammed her face down into a pool table. Shortly thereafter, Combs entered the room with no clothes on, the lawsuit alleges. He then bent Grace over the table, causing her feet to dangle above the floor. He forcefully held her down. He violated her without her consent, and she was unable to move, totally overpowered physically, in addition to being drugged and bound. Grace claims she screamed out in pain, but Combs ignored her and continued the alleged violent assault, smashing her head into the pool table when she tried to escape. Grace claims she lost consciousness again, and when she awoke, Sherman allegedly slapped her multiple times and forced her to perform oral on him. Sometime later, Grace claims she woke up on the couch naked and alone. She alleges she was in intense pain and burning sensations in her private area and in her back area, with bruising on her face and wrists. Still dizzy and weak, plaintiff called a Liberty driver that her family regularly hired and knew well. Her lawsuit alleged Grace claimed she was disheveled, crying uncontrollably, and suffering from agonizing pain. Neither Sherman nor a rep for Combs immediately replied to a request for the comment. The driver drove to the hospital and tried to convince her to report the R and get an R kit, but she was unable to leave the car, shaking and crying hysterically and terrified of what Combs would do to her and her family if she reported him, the lawsuit claims. Grace informed her then boyfriend of what happened, according to the lawsuit, but he discouraged her from going to the police, allegedly telling her that it could negatively impact his own career. In the years since, Grace alleges that she has moved multiple times and that Combs and Sherman had threatened her to remain silent about the alleged assault. However, she maintains that she disclosed to close friends what happened. In November 2023, a few days after Cassandra Cassie Ventura filed her trafficking and SA lawsuit against Combs, Grace claims that her ex-boyfriend told her that Combs and Sherman had recorded the alleged R and shown it to others. He disclosed that Combs and Sherman had a pattern and a practice of non-consensually recording women engaging in S acts and making those videos available to the public, including by selling tapes as P, the lawsuit alleges. Grace suffers from PSD, severe depression, S thoughts, and intrusive thoughts, and has attempted to unalive herself, her lawsuit says. Her experience has left her in constant fear. She is suing Combs, Sherman, and 8 of Combs' companies under the New York City's Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act, as well as a state civil rights law for the alleged secret recording and distribution of the S tape. This is the latest civil lawsuit against Combs, who has been sued for allegedly SA and at least 7 others since Ventura filed her graphic ST complaint against him last November. Combs settled with Ventura for an undisclosed sum within 24 hours, but the 35-page complaint became the roadmap for the music mogul's criminal prosecution and inspired others to file claims as well. On Thanksgiving, the day New York Survivors Act was set to expire, 2 more women sued with similar disturbing claims against Combs. Joy Dickinson Neal alleged Combs gave her substances and S-hated her when she was a Syracuse University student in 1991. In a claim similar to Grace's complaint, she alleged Combs filmed the incident and showed the video to others. Through a rep, Combs denied the allegation, calling the lawsuit a money grab. Hours after Dickinson Neal's lawsuit grabbed headlines, Liza Gardner alleged Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall took turns R-ing her following an MCA Records event in 1990. Gardner says she was 16 years old at the time and that Combs turned irate and began assaulting and putting his hands around her neck until she almost passed out during the confrontation a day later. Combs and his lawyer denied Gardner's allegations as well, calling them fabricated. In early December, a 4th accuser alleged Combs, former Bad Boy president Harvey Pierre, and a 3rd man GR'd her at Combs' New York recording studios in 2003 when she was 17 years old. In late February, Little Rodney Jones filed a lawsuit accusing Combs of SA harassment and not compensating him for the work on the Grammy-nominated The Love album. Is that Daddy Studio still in existence? If so, I mean, after all these cases, they need to burn that thing down. A lot of devious stuff seems to have happened there. After federal agents raided Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami Beach, where in March, more women stepped forward with lawsuits alleging violent SA acts. Model Crystal McKinley filed a lawsuit on May 21 alleging Combs gave her substances and S-ate her after she attended a Sean Don fashion show on the arm of designer Roberto Cavalli in February 2003. She claimed before Combs allegedly gave her substances and S-ate her. Let me see where am I at? And S-ate her, the 22-year-old McKinney claimed Combs pressured her to take a hit off of a lace joint, led her to a bathroom, and forced her to perform oral. On May 24, April Lampos filed a lawsuit alleging she was a student and an intern at Arista Records when she began an on and off relationship with Combs in early 1994. She claims Combs SA'd her on 3 occasions over the course of their 4-year relationship and once more in early 2001. Like Graves and Dickinson Neal, she alleges Combs recorded a ST of her and showed it to multiple people in 1997. Earlier this month, former Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money member Dawn Richard claimed Combs SH'd her and A'd her and through a pattern of coercive threats and displays of brutal violence caused her to engage in commercial acts. Whew. That's the catch up on that. Before I go around to the panel, Diamond, I'm about to bring you up. You're new, right? Okay. All right. You want to keep your camera on? Okay, you can. Welcome in the building.
Thank you, Diva, for allowing my call.
Okay, not a problem. Okay, so just mute yourself. I'm going to show the conference. We will and Ronald, thanks for being a new member. We'll show the conference, and let me just make sure I get it here. And we will break this up, and I'll get some word from the panel before I show the whole thing. We'll show some of it. We'll talk to the panel, then I'll come back and show some more.
Today, I'm attorney Gloria Allred, and with me is our client, plaintiff Thalia Graves. Today, we filed a lawsuit in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, for our client, plaintiff Thalia Graves, who is given permission to use her name. The case number of the 26-page complaint is 1:CV-07-201. In her lawsuit, Thalia, through her attorneys, sues Sean Diddy Combs, also known as the defendant, and another individual and other entities. The complaint alleges in part in the first cause of action that defendant Combs and another defendant committed a, quote, violation of New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act by viciously and violently forcing sexual contact, oral sex, and sexual intercourse on the plaintiff, end quote. In addition, the complaint alleges in the second cause of action that defendant Combs and another defendant committed a violation of New York Civil Rights Law, quote, section 52-B, end quote, by, quote, raping plaintiff and recording it. Defendants caused plaintiff to be depicted in a video image, unclothed and with intimate body parts exposed, and engaged in sexual conduct with another person, end quote. The lawsuit also alleges that, quote, defendant Combs and another defendant published and or disseminated the videos without plaintiff's knowledge or consent. On information and belief, defendants have continued to disseminate the video, including by selling it as pornography through the present, end quote. In our complaint, we ask that, quote, defendants should be ordered to account for and destroy all copies of the video that are in their actual or constructive possession, custody, or control, end quote. And that, quote, defendants should be temporarily and permanently enjoined from further disseminating or publishing any intimate videos of plaintiff, end quote. We also allege in the third cause of action that Combs and another defendant committed a violation of New York City Administrative Code, section 10-180, quote, recording and showing others the video of themselves violently raping the plaintiff, and the defendants disclosed an intimate image of plaintiff without her consent, end quote. As a result of these and other allegations in our complaint, we request that judgment be entered against defendants as follows. Awarding compensatory damages for all physical injuries, emotional distress, psychological harm, anxiety, humiliation, physical and emotional pain and suffering, family and social disruption, and other harm in an amount to be determined at trial. Awarding punitive damages in an amount to be determined at trial. Awarding attorneys' fees and costs pursuant to any applicable statute or law, including under New York City Administrative Code, Section 10-1104, New York Civil Rights Law, Section 52-B2, New York City Administrative Code, Section 10-180, and any other applicable statute or law.
I'm going to continue that in a little bit, but if you have a tape, if I'm not mistaken, there's no thank you, Tisha. Watch your words, everybody. There's no statute of limitations when somebody R's you, right? So if you have a tape and someone's R'ing you, why not go straight for some criminal charges first? I'm just checking here. We're having a conversation. You got a tape. You can clearly see that I'm being R'd. Why are we not having some criminal charges against said persons that is doing this to me in a tape? Katrina, overall, what are your thoughts so far? Are you there, Katrina? Okay, sometimes Katrina has a little phone issue. Felicia, what are your thoughts?
Hey, good evening, everybody. So, I'm listening. She seems to be giving a lot of details, and exactly asking for what. So I'm commenting as I'm listening. So she's just giving details. I've got nothing else to add. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody know? I'm gonna come to you, Julius. Give me a minute. But Tony, do you happen to know if there's a tape of somebody R'ing me? Why not criminal charges?
Well, Gloria Allred, I made some notes as you were reading. She made some fatal mistakes already.
Come on, talk.
That's going to get this case dismissed. I have never, in all the years I've worked with attorneys doing civil litigation, whether it's defending or prosecuting civil tort claims, you never say in a pleading to the judge, to the court, that you want the other side to hand over what you say exists.
Come on now.
You have to, and then and in the same breath, out of her other side of her mouth, she's saying it's online. Now, if something is online, why can't you just make a copy or a tape of the alleged video? That's your evidence. Or if the tape exists and it has been confiscated, now this is the possibility. The U.S. Attorney's Office, they confiscated lots and lots of video. We don't know yet who's on the videos. This particular alleged victim, her client, would be on the tape, on one of those tapes.
Right.
That's when you go.
Wait, hold on. Let me make this clear, because I don't like to go. And let me maybe everybody mute until I come to you, just so I won't have a lot of background noise. Because I don't like to shift things in the wrong direction here, because literally over here we break this thing down, we listen to their words, and as a whole female, there's nowhere on this earth I would ever victim shame anybody. Okay. And I said about 2,000 times over and over again, whatever Diddy did, he needs to pay for his crimes. But right, okay, I got you, Lemmy. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, so let's not victim shame over here, but we are going to break this thing down and ask questions. K and J, thank you for the super chat. Diva, if it is that she was R, or does she want to get paid for the regret? Hashtag hard to tell right now. It's hard to tell what's going on, because if there is a video, you know, maybe before people might have doubted me, but there's no statute of limitations on R. Right? I don't think it is.
But Diva, what I'm trying to say is, and what
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying,
No, I know, not you, Tony. Go ahead. You talk. All right, y'all. I'm okay. Lemmy and Irene, I love y'all. We still together. I love y'all. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Tony.
all right, what I'm trying to do before I actually say you're guilty, everyone in the legal profession is trained to say allegedly.
Right.
Before you just, because everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
All right. So I'm not saying this victim is, quote, I'm not victim shaming. I'm just saying allegedly the burden of proof is on this civil plaintiff to produce the tape that Gloria Allred said she wants the other side to provide. You either have it or you don't.
Right.
Or as an officer of the court, meaning the attorney, Gloria Allred, she can go to the court and she can ask to see the archival footage or footages that U.S. Attorney Damian Williams has in his possession to see if her client is on one of those tapes as the client describes. Mm-hmm. So Gloria would be given that opportunity. Until then, I don't think it's right of her to say that her client was told that the tape was shown to other people and that somehow it ended up online or whatever. You're right, Diva. You should have gone to law school. That was a major, major mistake on Gloria Allred's part, because now the burden is really on her. And if she can't meet that burden of showing the tape, the judge is going to dismiss that particular lawsuit.
It's messy. I'm trying to, I told you, give me a minute. I'm wrapping this thing up in a package and I'm going to put it out, with a nice bow on it. But I have a feeling what they're trying to do here. And in the meantime, they're running a whole circus. Okay. So, but no, if the FBI had the tape and it appeared that, listen, anything that they currently had that could prove Diddy was as sinister as all the accusations, they would have gave us part of that Trump card already. They would have. There's no way. They would have gave it to us already. Julius, give me a minute. Let me let the new one in the building. Diamond, welcome in. What are your thoughts so far?
I pray for all the victims initially, both those who have come to the table or to the courts and those who have not. We should just understand that there are more probably out there than what we see on our news screens and phones and televisions because of the level of intimidation that has gone on. Thus far, 30 years? 30 years of enabling him from Howard University and before.
Right.
I worry about those who have not come to the table. And I'm also most concerned, about his sons, the lawsuits that are yet to come with those folks, and as well those enablers, whether you got the towels in the room or you counted the bottles of supplies needed.
You related to Felicia?
No.
Go ahead, continue.
But everybody is going down for this.
Yeah.
And once they start lining up who gonna flip on who, they're gonna be flipping like pancakes, all of them. And the whole industry has to go down. And I wonder how much DNA is in Diddy's studio. That
Good
first
job.
one, the level of the swamp that must be in that location. And you're right, it should be burnt to the ground.
After they collect all the evidence and all
Yes.
done, burn that thing to the ground. A lot of debauchery happened up in there.
Yeah. And that 17-year-old, that young lady who was 17.
Yep.
Where's her suit in all of this? It is just a quagmire. The whole house of cards is going to fall, and everybody's going to be broke before it's all over. That had anything to do with this enterprise. The new people, as well as those old veterans, bodyguards, people who turned a blind eye, who locked the door, who watched the door, who heard the screams, and nobody called the police.
Woo!
Nobody.
Oh my God! You said heard the screams. Come on now, talk.
Yes.
Talk to the people.
I mean,
that's facts.
This is what's real. I used to work for our county's Developmental Board of Disabilities, and there is a rule that you have the rule and the obligation to report. I saw a staff member didn't give client X their change back when they were stopping at the Piggly Wiggly. That's expropriation of their funds. And I didn't say anything about it. It's like I participated in the crime myself. So that's what all these other folks really need to be worried about, because that's the question, or those are the questions that are going to be asked. What were you doing when this girl was screaming behind a closed door and you heard glass breaking and furniture being moved? What were you doing? Didn't you respond? Or the ones in the room, the girl who used to cook for Combs had to quit her job in disgrace because he besmirched her name because she refused to go along with the shenanigans. Naked people don't belong in my kitchen while I'm cooking. I don't care who's paying me.
That part.
I mean, for real.
Well, you came through to talk tonight. You better talk to the people.
I mean, it's just real. And again, what would you want happen to your children?
Oh.
It's just like what's going on another level with 45. You're married to an immigrant. What if your wife was challenged and attacked the way 45 and his ilk have attacked other people? So people have to have some kind of humanity with this. What if it was me, my daughter, my mother, my sister, my auntie, my grandmother, my mother? Where's this moral compass of any of these people? First thing they thank on the award show. Oh, I want to thank God. I want to thank the Creator.
Oh my God,
I want to thank the Most High. And living eyeball deep in it and not saying a word. I mean, it's real. I mean, I lost track, or rather I stopped counting. I used to want to say, I'm going to keep a name of all the victims. I stopped after Lil Rob. I said, oh, if it's a man involved, there's more men involved. They just ain't been to the table yet, to the courthouse yet. It's so many people. And the politicians who thought they could get away with this, or thought that, oh, it's okay if I do it. Matt Gaetz, 17-year-old girl, charges opened back up again on him. I mean, for real, this crosses national lines. I mean, national mean in terms of identity.
Yes.
Not just Black folks, but it's the political system that allows the exploitation of women and interns and young women and girls and young males. They let it go on. You just pay him off with a little bit of money. He'll be quiet. No, truth crushed the earth shall rise again. So all this stuff is going to come to light. And did he know he was wrong? Who raised him?
Woo!
Who raised him? Who? Where's his mama? What's her role in this?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, remember, maybe it started when he was at Catholic school. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I know enough and have enough Catholic friends to understand what was done to some of those young boys who were scarred for life.
Ooh, child. Come on now.
Hashtag it's just too much. It's too much.
Well, honey, diamond in the rough, you came through and you spoke about it. You better tell people.
But thank you for your channel. Thank you, panel, for your words, and those who are lawyers and legal professionals, because I am not a lawyer. I just got a little bit of common sense and a few gray hairs too.
Come
that
on,
I bring with it. So
listen. We know lawyers, but we like to break this thing down over here.
yes, and I think that's fair.
That's fair, right? We, you know, the sensationalism was they threw out these 1,000 bottles of baby oil, but
so
I
that
never
was unnecessary. Unnecessary.
Yes, it was right. I don't know nobody who got arrested for no baby oil, no baby powder, no Pampers.
Right.
Give
and ain't
us
no babies in that house. No babies is in that house.
Come on now, but give us the facts. Give us what was good. You know what I really feel like? I feel like most of those videos Diddy wasn't in it, because he was filming the videos so he can intimidate the people. That's what they said allegedly. I believe that they got a whole bunch of FO videos and he's probably in none of them.
Right. They say there's what, over 30, or is it 30 or 300 stick drives, thumb drives?
They said 90. They said 90 cell phones, 90 electronic devices. But now this guy kind of confirmed what I thought. Diddy, yes, he sat back and watched, Irene. Diddy's in none of them.
Right.
And if he is in it, he's not in it incriminating himself. And that's why it took them over 6 months to come down to something.
Right. And because, to look and dig what's on this tape, what's on that tape. This is all about future intimidation.
Yes.
And exploitation. The same thing that 45 does and probably has done. He's all up and through them parties from what I've seen.
That part.
So
there's a video when from the what was his show again?
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. There's a video from The Apprentice when Aubrey O'Day was on The Apprentice, and he said Diddy is a very good friend of mine. Right. And he asked, let me tell you, Aubrey O'Day, she has stuck her ground about Diddy from day one. He said, Diddy is my friend. And he said, what do you think about Diddy? She said, I'd rather not say.
Yep.
She said, I'd rather not say.
You don't know who knows. Well, you do know who knows who. New York, even though it's big, it's a small clique of folks who say they run things. So they know who all is in these videos. They know who go to these parties. They know where you got so-called questionable drugs and substances in the room for people who you know like to do the things they like to do. They know that.
They know already. They knew when they went in there to get this stuff.
That's right.
They knew when they went in there to get this stuff, and they just wanted to see who was filmed, who wasn't, who we got to save, and whose tape is going to get lost and whose tape is going to stay. But now I'm 10 toes down that he probably was in none of those videos. And if he was, you wasn't seeing him doing nothing.
And I think that's because of that is why they're going to pin on him the stuff they know they can pin on him. You have no business sawing off the serial numbers of guns and magazines.
We can't say that on here. We can't say that.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But you know what though? They still got to prove that they was his.
That's right. Even though they might have been locked up in his.
Yeah. But there's many people that lived in his home.
That's right.
They got to prove that they his. And now that he scratched off, someone scratched off the serial numbers. You don't even know the origin of them.
That's right. Because one thing about the state that I'm in, I live in Ohio. Ohio has more illicit, unmarked blinkies used in nefarious ways than in most states in this country. And they end up in NY. I mean, it's a direct train from here to there. Scratched off, don't know how you got them. And now to just open carry of blinkies, who knows where they come from?
Who knows where they
and what they were used to do.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Julius, your thoughts?
He was held for a reason. We don't know what that reason is yet. The government knows, but they have to prove that reason. So we are still in the beginning of this whole thing. We need to see how this is going to play out. However, at the same time, Diddy's time has come to face the music. All the wrong he has done is now starting to come back on him. All the threats of harm that he threatened to do is starting to come back on him, and all the harm that he did do or have people do on his behalf. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. It's starting to come back on him. So we're seeing the start of it. Hit the like button, y'all.
Thank you, Julius. Tay, your quick thoughts. I'm going to show some more of the video in a minute.
All I said, welcome in, Miss Diamond, and you preach. People in the chat, plaster play a collection for Miss Diamond who preach. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Dustin, any quick thoughts before I show some more of the video?
Yes, I do, Diva. I do want to say that I do feel bad for the kids in this situation. I don't feel I don't feel that bad for him, but I do feel bad for the kids because their kids are gonna have to be without their father, Diva, and it's a tough situation, and this is very sad to me. I know that he has to pay his has to serve time, Diva, with this situation. It's gonna take the kids are gonna have to grow up without their father, Diva.
Yeah. Okay, let me play a little bit more of this press conference.
Sorry about that, Diva.
No, you're fine.
We're also seeking additional relief that the court may deem just and proper. As a result of what is alleged in the lawsuit, Thalia alleges that she has suffered and continues to suffer, among other damages, emotional harm, including mental anguish, emotional distress, humiliation, and physical damage. In a few minutes, Thalia will speak to the impact and harm that she has suffered and continues to suffer. She will take this courageous step because she thinks that it is important that the public understand the impact that rape and other criminal acts have on those who have been victimized. Often victims do not speak publicly about the specific damages that criminal acts cause them. Some of the many reasons that victims do not speak out publicly about this include being ashamed or shamed for this. But we believe that victims should not be shamed, and instead those who committed the criminal acts against them should be ashamed and take responsibility for the harm that they have caused victims to suffer. We are very proud of Thalia for speaking out today in order to help victims of rape and other acts of sexual violence against them. In addition, we thank our co-counsel, Marianne Wang, Heather Gregoria, and Jasly Liriano for their exceptional legal work on this complaint. Our goal for Thalia is very simple. We want justice for her, and we are looking forward to winning it. It is long overdue for those who have caused her to suffer to be held accountable. Okay.
The internal pain after being sexually assaulted has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words. It goes beyond just physical harm caused by and during the assault. It's a pain that reaches into your very core of who you are and leaving emotional scars that may never fully heal. Some of the hardest parts of this pain are the shame and the guilt I have experienced that plays a negative part in my day to day ability to function properly. Being blamed, questioned, and threatened has often made me feel worthless, isolated, and sometimes responsible for what happened to me. My family issues made the pain even worse. I was already going through a divorce at the time of the assault and did not get the support that I needed. I was also faced with disbelief and judgment. This has put a strain on my selection of men and relationships. But many relationships became aggressive and abusive, which has made me feel even more alone in my struggles. I go through spells of being distant and withdrawn that it's sometimes so hard to leave my house. The trauma of the assault has taken a toll on my mental health. I've had PTSD, depression, and anxiety. I'm emotionally scarred. It has been hard for me to trust others, to form healthy relationships, or even feel safe in my own skin. Flashbacks, nightmares, and intrusive thoughts make me feel like it's a constant struggle. I also suffer with physical problems such as chronic pain, sexual discomfort. The violation I have experienced during the assault has had lasting effects on my body, causing ongoing health problems and complications. The combination of physical and emotional pain has created a cycle of suffering from which it is so hard to break free. I want to continue on this journey towards recovery and healing. I'm glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief.
Dahlia is not going to be taking any questions.
Mhm.
I'll be happy to take some questions.
Gloria, can you talk about the context of this assault? What, where, when, what occasion?
Question is, can I speak about the context of this alleged assault? No.
Gloria, can you just speak on, I know it's difficult for your client going through this, but what prompted her to come forward now?
It was time to file this lawsuit.
Gloria, what do you know about the video that was allegedly recorded during the audition?
Question is, what do I know about the video that was recorded?
Yeah, what do you know? Where is it now? Is it still? Where is the video?
Yeah. There are many details in the complaint. The complaint alleges that it was taken without her knowledge and consent, that she wouldn't have consented, that it was then published and viewed by others, and may still be out there being viewed.
Gloria, did the allegations in this complaint overlap in any way with the criminal charges against Mr. Combs?
The question is, does this complaint overlap with the criminal charges that have been filed? My understanding of the criminal charges are that the charges are sex trafficking, RICO, and transportation of a prostitute. We are not alleging any of those criminal charges in our complaint.
Has she been in touch with the federal prosecutors at all?
Question is, have I been in touch?
I see you and your client been in touch with the federal prosecutors about allegations.
About this? I have no comment.
What about a grand jury?
Pardon me?
Grand jury, federal prosecutors, or grand jury, has Ms. Graves supposed to either?
Is the question, has she testified before the grand jury? Is that the question?
Yes.
Let's put it this way. I never comment on whether any of my clients have testified before the grand jury or will testify before the grand jury, since the grand jury is a secret proceeding.
Gloria, this other defendant in the video, alleged defendant, is this a celebrity?
Is the other defendant alleged to be in the video, and what was the remainder of your question?
Is that person, that alleged defendant, is that person a celebrity?
Is the person that has not been named by me a celebrity? Not as far as I know.
Gloria, as disturbing as the video may be, have you yourself laid eyes on the video?
Have I looked at the video? No. I have not viewed the video, nor do I wish to view the video, nor should anyone else view the video, with the exception of if law enforcement and a court believe that they should and are permitted to view a pornographic video as evidence in the case. If they have it, then that would be it.
Gloria, just to be clear.
We don't ever view pornographic videos, even if they might end up being evidence in the case. And we do not transmit any such video, if we have it, to any other person, because we do not think it is permitted under the law.
Gloria, Elizabeth Buckminster from CNN.
Would you please speak up? It's hard to hear you.
Yes, sorry, I'm back here and a bit short. In the complaint, you noted that your client learned about this video in November 2023. That is around the time of the first public lawsuit, at least, against Sean Combs from his ex-girlfriend Cassie. I'm curious how you and your client learned about the existence of this video.
You're saying that this incident is alleged to have occurred about the time of another lawsuit having been filed? I'm sorry, I can't understand your question.
Per the complaint, this alleged incident occurred in 2001, but your client learned about the existence of the video in 2020, more than 20 years after. I'm curious how she learned about the existence of that video.
Yeah, so the question is, she alleges that the incident took place in 2001, but you are saying that it is alleged in the complaint that was filed that she learned about it in 2022. And then the question is, how did she learn about it? We have no comment in response to that question.
Gloria, has Diddy reached out to your client?
Excuse me?
Has Diddy reached out to your client?
Question is, has Diddy reached out to her? We will not comment on that either.
Gloria, I know this is very difficult for your clients, but would you be able to share a little bit of her background? Where did she come from? Or what did she do? Can you give us some details about your client?
No, I can't provide further details about where she came from or what she does.
Gloria, to your knowledge, has any law enforcement agency reviewed this video for possible criminal charges?
So is the question, has any criminal law enforcement, has any law enforcement agency
Viewed the video for possible criminal
viewed
charges?
the video? I am not able to answer that question.
Your client says that she was threatened after this alleged attack. Can you elaborate on those threats?
Question is, can I elaborate on the allegation that she was threatened after the attacks? And no, because really I'm not able to comment on or expand upon any evidence or anything that might have evidentiary value at this time.
Or there's an allegation in the lawsuit that the video was made available for sale. Can you elaborate on that? And does Mr. Combs?
There's an allegation that the video was made available to whom?
For sale?
That was made available for sale.
That's new. There have been other accusers, other women who have said that they believe they were filmed and that the videos were shared, but I think this might be the first complaint allegation that the video was made available for sale somehow.
I have not compared what we have alleged in the lawsuit to what others have previously alleged in their lawsuits. So I can't tell you whether this is the first that has alleged that this video was made available for sale or not.
Would Mr. Combs be involved in that alleged sale?
Yeah. There are no other details that we can provide
So you
in
filed
reference to the videos.
So you filed it today.
Yes, the lawsuit was filed this morning. And we have a case number, which I have provided, and we will pass around and provide my statement, which includes the case number. And this is part of the first page of the complaint. So you understand that? And there is a redaction on what we're showing you. So just to tell you.
And to your right, please.
This is the first page in part and redacted.
Gloria, to your left, please. Pardon me?
Dahlia on your right, if you both can look this way.
And right below her.
Oh,
And one more this way, please.
and I'll leave this on the table.
Gloria, there's a few networks here that are Spanish speaking. I'm wondering if the client might be able to give us Spanish. You speak Spanish?
I'm sorry, I do not understand your question.
After you're done with the English section of the press conference, if your client speaks some Spanish, we should be able to give us a few words in Spanish.
No,
Would
she
she
can't.
please pronounce?
You don't
her
even
name
know
on
her
camera
client.
So we have the correct.
Dahlia Graves.
Thank you.
Miss Gloria, are you in contact with the person who told your client about the video described in the lawsuit?
We cannot disclose who we're in contact with in order to have investigated this claim or any investigation that may ensue after this press conference.
Gloria,
I want to add that if any other person has any evidence that might relate to our complaint, we, of course, would be happy to speak on a confidential basis with any person who may wish to contact us and provide us whatever evidence they wish to provide, and we would thank them for it.
Your client has said that she suffered years and years of trauma, depression, anxiety because of this alleged attack. Did she come to you after the indictment last week? I'm asking because I'm wondering if those charges...
Okay, the question is, did she come to me after the indictment last week? No.
And as a follow-up, how is your client feeling after those 3 charges were brought against Holmes, even though he denies them?
How is she feeling after
The charges?
after the criminal charges
Yes.
were filed
Yes.
and that he has been arraigned? Okay. Do you want to comment? No, we're not having your comment. I'm sorry. I would say overall it's been a very stressful and anxiety producing experience, and she's lived with all of it for many years and is reliving it now. I think she did comment on how she felt about the criminal charges at the end of her statement, and I'm not going to ask her to answer any other questions. With all due respect, it's a fair question, but she's just not going to be answering questions today.
Gloria, can you tell us how your client came to meet Diddy?
How can I tell you how my client
met Diddy?
Met Diddy. I am not going to expand on those details at this press conference, but any member of the public or press, is of course permitted to see whatever is in the complaint that has been filed in the Southern District of New York.
Gloria, has your client been in contact with any other victims?
Has my client been in contact with any other victims or alleged victims? I'm unable to comment on anyone with whom she has been in contact or who has contacted her, because those would be private conversations. So we will maintain the privacy of those conversations. But one thing I don't know if whomever contacted her wanted their conversation to be confidential. So I can't comment on that. Thank you for the question.
Gloria.
Anything else?
Yes, Gloria, this tape, was it secretly made, or was your client aware that she was being taped during the alleged assault, and now it's found out that the tape is out there? Or did she never even know that she was being taped during the alleged assault?
I can't comment on the degree of consciousness or lack of consciousness or awareness of Thalia during the alleged rape and during the alleged video taping of the rape. I can say that she would never have consented to the videotaping and did not consent and did not authorize the videotaping, in the same way that she alleges that she would never have consented to be victimized in the way that she alleges that she was. And I think you could see today how upsetting it was for Thalia to have to learn and experience what she alleges that she did learn and experience from that horrific time.
Talia, I'm sorry. Gloria, are you representing any other women that may also be suing?
Am I representing any other women?
Other than that are
In reference to
that are
or
suing
men,
specifically?
or men, in reference to Diddy. Yes.
So there's other claims. There are other.
This is the first lawsuit that we have filed. And in answer to a question which you have not yet asked, but probably will, am I going to file other lawsuits? I just don't have any comment on that at this time. Any other questions?
So I
That
didn't,
will conclude.
I didn't hear you when I asked if you would be able to comment in Spanish if she speaks in Spanish.
No. The answer is no. She is not going to be doing any interviews in English, Spanish, or any other language.
But does she speak Spanish?
But thank you for asking.
Does she speak Spanish?
I don't know. Any other questions?
I just have one last question, Gloria.
Okay.
As far as the video
One
goes,
last question.
One
Go
last
ahead.
question. As far as the video goes, do you know, or does your client know, if there has been more than one copy or multiple people have a version of the video?
I'm not able to comment on whether we know if there is more than one copy of the video. If there is any witness who wishes to contact me confidentially to tell me that they know that someone else has a copy, or that they have seen it or been told that someone else saw it online, we would be happy to speak to that person. Is there? I think that's all the
Gloria, just one
question.
more question. Just for our reporting purposes, is she a New York native?
Is she a New York
native?
Native. I can't tell you at this time if she is a New York native. She does not reside in New York at this time.
Who?
Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. Her name has been.
Child, that was the messiest press conference I have seen in my life from a veteran lawyer. Katrina, your thoughts?
Diva, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I'm not age shaming, but is she getting too old for the game? And then what was the other people that she said that she's representing on the behalf of Diddy? And then at one point where she said that about the tape, that they had the tape. And remembers they asked her she said Diddy was in the tape, on the tape, and somebody else. And they asked her, they said, who was the other person on the tape a celebrity? And she said that no. But first of all, if you never saw the tape, how you know that person wasn't a celebrity?
Better talk, Katrina.
You know what I'm saying? If you never seen it, so how would you know? You said that the person wasn't a celebrity, so how would you know the person wasn't a celebrity if you never saw the tape? So obviously you have seen this tape. And like I said, she said that Diddy was on the tape with another person. And like I said, I've heard the lawsuit and everything that happened in that room or whatever. But what was the other people that you're representing for them, for on the behalf of them from Diddy? Why you only got her up there? What about the other cases? You said that other people was on these tapes and stuff like that, and he's selling it and all that. But where's the other um plaintiffs that you need? Why you only got her up there crying and stuff? And then
No,
with
let
her,
me help you. Let me help you out so we can keep it straight, Katrina, because I listened
okay.
to this thing about 3 times. They asked her, was she representing some other people that perhaps have grievances against Diddy? And she said yes. She didn't say that it had anything to do with this particular incident. She just said yes, that she is, right? So this particular incident, it was this girl, it was the bodyguard, and it was Diddy.
And then another thing, the girl said that Gloria wouldn't answer on how the girl met Diddy. Okay, the girl met Diddy because her boyfriend was working for Diddy. So yeah, she was getting a divorce, but she was also had a boyfriend, which I'm, like I said, I'm not victim shaming anything. I'm just giving y'all the facts. She had a boyfriend. The boyfriend was working for Diddy. She even told the boyfriend, and she said the boyfriend told her not to say anything. But then she came back and said that her boyfriend told her that P Diddy also have other people on tapes. But the boyfriend told you not to say anything. So I wonder, did she stay with that boyfriend? Because if I'm coming to tell you that your boss has S8 me, and you tell me to be quiet, keep it quiet, don't say anything, because she could suffer the consequences, then I don't need you to be my boyfriend. And then you still working for this man. Something is wrong with all these people. Something is definitely wrong with all these people that works for him, that goes around him. And I know she said she got tricked into meeting him and all that. But girl, why would you go meet him anyway? For what? You don't work for him. Your boyfriend worked for him. There was no reason for you to go meet him in the first place. I wouldn't have never went to go meet him. But either or, and your boyfriend should have gave you a warning about him in that case too. He knew what was going on. So he should have also warned you and say, look, stay away from my boss or whatsoever. But he didn't do that either. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, y'all haven't read the thing yet, but I've heard it. And it's just ridiculous and it's sad. And, oh, I, this man is just, like I said, I see why he owned no substances. Because the stuff that he's done, I don't even see how he sleeps. And I heard that he don't sleep, and I see why he don't sleep. This is crazy. That's all I got. And like I said, with Gloria, I thought she was a better lawyer than that. She was contradicting herself so many ways on that lawsuit, saying this, then I can't say that, but then I can't let her answer this, but I can't answer that. Then you holding up the lawsuit. it's ridiculous. I'm done.
Thank you. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, thank you, Diva. Listen, I put an article in the back chat about Big Joe Sherman, the bodyguard.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
click on it. You know, the one thing I love particularly about social media and Google, you can go back, you can find stuff, you can get updated stories. Because I heard all of the co-counsel and I appreciate all the commentary. But you read something very important to us from the Rolling Stone. Her boyfriend said he saw the tape.
Come on now. Come on.
How come Gloria didn't ask him for it? What's going on
Woo!
here?
Come on now.
What is going on here? He said, yeah, I saw the tape.
And
I saw the bodyguard, Big Joe Sherman. So this is what I'm thinking. And after you could, read this stuff. I'm thinking maybe Big Joe Sherman is going to be indicted. Now, why I say that? Because this is about the fourth civil lawsuit where we have had a bodyguard, named or unnamed, that has had something to do with kidnapping and force. And because of that, they've got to get these bodyguards named and be able to bring them in, subpoena them to come in and testify. And I think this is why this civil suit is coming forward, as well as I think this woman here might be borderline on whether or not she was underage at the time or not. I'm not sure. Her numbers are running.
25.
She's how old?
She said she was 25 at the time it happened.
Oh, she was 25. So she's 50-something now. Right? Okay. And then the other thing I think, the reason why I think Gloria was being so evasive about where she lived, where she from, what she do, what she don't want to do, is because there have been allegations that Mr. Combs would traffic in exotic-looking women. So he may be falling in the basket for that. But, Gloria Allred is that woman. Don't you get it mistaken. She's that woman. So, yeah, she was messy in there today. She don't see no video. And when I loved your opening commentary, D, it was fantastic. I was falling out over here. She didn't see it. She don't have it. You should call her if you got it.
Come on now.
On it. She don't know even if her own client is on it because she said she didn't see it. So she doesn't even know if her own client is on it. And she said the client was not taking any questions because I believe somebody would have asked the client, did you see yourself on the video?
Come on now. So
with that said, in that article that I have put in the private chat, Big Joe say that this woman, what's her name? Thalia Graves. He alleges she's been calling him all this past year.
Stop the presses.
I put it in there so folks can see all the pictures he got in the article.
I'll show it in a minute, but yeah, stop the presses.
Yeah, that's what he alleges.
But see, and you want to know what the problem is, what people need to understand? You cannot get rid of a text message. You could delete it, but it's still in the cloud, and that don't mean the person you sent the message to deleted it. And I understand everybody saying, I think, listen, all of us at some point, we got to pass the torch. I mean, I could be, but I'm not going to be up on YouTube at 99. Okay, time to pass the torch. Somebody else needs to take this thing over now. And let me take off the crown and give it to you. So I'm saying all that to say that Gloria Red was not on top of her game. Her slip was showing. Yeah, she turned to the client that she told us will not be answering any questions from the top of the thing. She turned to the client and said, you want to answer that? Oops, I forgot. You not answer no question. What the hell? I said, what? It's a mess from a veteran lawyer.
Yeah.
She turned to her own client. You want to answer? Oh, that's why I forgot. She ain't answering no question. Ma'am, yeah, it was past her bedtime. It didn't make no sense. And when they pulled that footage from that press conference and eat her alive in that courtroom, it's going to be her own fault. I was like this when I was sitting there watching, and sometimes I'll be watching something, I have to sit up. I was laying on my couch watching the press conference. I said, okay, this is foolery, this is foolery. Then at one point I sat up. I said, what is this? Now you got the client who is so distressed, so distraught, body parts been hurting for 20-something years. You asked her to stand up so she could hold a document that she filed in the courtroom that you already gave the number to and told everybody we can get it. We doing a press conference for a road show here? What are you doing, girl? And she stood up there and she held it. No, I would have told my client, if we are doing this press conference, you don't get up. I'm going to do everything. You sit there and you boo-hoo, and every now and then I'm going to pass you a tissue and I'm going to tell them, stop the conference for a minute. Let me make sure my client's okay. Then I'm going to walk you off and I'm going to come back and finish the conference. If we're going to put on a show, let's put on a show. I'll be like, you know what? She can't even sit here anymore. This is traumatizing for her. All the lights, all the cameras, all the actions. I put her in the bag. I'm going to answer the rest of this. I'm going to just sit here. I'm going to read her complaint for you. It's a mess. She chose the wrong lawyer. Yes, Gloria is past her prime. And you know we don't do none of the shaming over here. None of the victim shaming, none of that. We just tell the truth and shame the devil. That conference was a circus. Now, I'm coming to everybody. Give me a minute. Let's see. Y'all ready to see what Big Joe Sherman look like? Let's see what Big Joe look like. Come on now. That's why I like the people over here. We dig deep and break this thing down. There go Big Joe. Let's see what this is. The botched life of Diddy bodyguard Big Joe revealed in unearthed photos that show him partying with half-dressed women and mega stars. And see, and you know, but they keep throwing out these parties to us. Let's be clear. Nothing's wrong with a party if everybody's in agreement. And I'm not saying nobody was never in agreement. I'm just saying Diddy's bodyguard, who is accused of arming a woman alongside the rapper, flaunted his debauched lifestyle for years online, posting for photos with half-naked women on luxury boats and beaming next to A-list celebrities. Joseph Sherman, known as Big Joe, and his former boss Diddy are accused of arming Thala Graves when she was 25 years old in Bad Boy Studios in New York back in 2001. And the new lawsuit filed on Tuesday, Graves claims Diddy and Sherman gave her substances before recording the assault and allegedly disseminated the video and even selling the footage as, you know, P. This comes just days after Diddy was federally indicted for ST. Sherman denied all wrongdoing and told Daily Mail that he doesn't know how this accuser Graves, adding that her suit is just a money grab. He even went as far as to say that he had no relationship whatsoever with Diddy, despite photos showing that the pair together at parties in the mobile's heyday. So see, everybody, did I not tell you everybody's going to be telling half truths and lying? The bodyguard said, I know for a fact that this is a money grab. I never seen this lady. Don't have any tape of her like she says I have. I never seen her. I never did anything with her. I don't know her. None of this. I didn't even know this lady. I don't know about Sherman. I don't know about Big Joe. While Sherman has not worked with Diddy for years and now owns several P magazines, his social media is filled with memories from his life alongside the hip-hop mogul. Sherman's here photos partying with the biggest stars of the 1990s, including Mariah Carey, Jay-Z, Bruce Willis, and the late singer Aaliyah. Images seen by the Daily Mail before Sherman made his Instagram private also showed him partying with twerking, unclothed women at clubs and yachts, usually pouring alcohol on their bodies. Sherman often wrote about being honorable and keeping the secrets of the over 30 celebrities he reportedly worked with as a bodyguard. But despite being pictured with Diddy in the 2000s, Sherman has denied having any type of relationship with his former boss. He told the Daily Mail, I'm being crucified and tortured for something that had nothing to do with me. And Mr. Combs was not, me and Mr. Combs was not even friends. We had no relationship whatsoever. I have not been around Diddy for 24 years. Graves claims she was 25 and dated one of the rapper's employees when she was lured into a meeting by Diddy, who said he wanted to discuss her boyfriend's supposed performance issues. According to a lawsuit, Diddy and Sherman sequestered her and gave her a drink that was likely laced with substances that eventually caused her to briefly lose consciousness. She woke up. We already read that. But the bodyguard said that he is only being named because everyone who was around Diddy is being targeted following the slew of sex crime allegations. He added that Graves had been trying to contact him via Instagram direct message for 5 months before the bombshell filing on Tuesday. The bodyguard said that in his heart, he knows he's innocent and is happy to take a lie detector test to prove he did not harm the alleged victim per the lawsuit. Sherman told the Daily Mail, I never seen this person before in my life. I can swear on it, but my word means nothing. The problem with this right now is no matter what people like me say, Diddy is in such turmoil and everybody who was ever around him is being blamed for anything he did. Anyone who was around him is automatically guilty. So I understand that no matter what I say out my mouth, the public and the people in the media is going to say I'm guilty and I'm a monster and I did this. But as long as I know in my heart, in my eyes, that I have nothing to do with this, I'm fine. I can take a lie detector test any day of the week with any office of the law. Sherman founded the magazine Rhymes and Dimes, which is mentioned in Graves' complaint. The suit reads, on information and belief, he has often distributed videos of his and his friends' SAs through his company. The complaint alleges that Sherman forcibly slammed Graves into a table, slammed her, and repeatedly did stuff to her. Sherman rebukes the claims and said he, in fact, is a victim of what he described a shakedown and said he's being used as a pawn because he's Black. Is that her? No. Sherman wrote honorable secrets of the. Oh, that's him with Aaliyah. I didn't even realize that was Aaliyah. He told the Daily Mail, this lady, with the help of others, is only going to doing this because Sean Combs is incarcerated, just like so many other people. I'm a father. I have 4 daughters. I've been crucified before the government. I understand the power of the government. I understand proof is relevant when you are Black in America. But because I'm a Black man, they're using me as a pawn and a scapegoat for issues that I have nothing to do with whatsoever. When asked about Diddy's infamous freak-off parties that were mentioned in the rapper's indictment, Sherman said he had never attended any. He added, when I worked for Mr. Combs, I went to one party in the Hamptons in 99 and it was classy. Everybody was nice. I never in my life heard of a freak-off party. So never in my life heard of all of this stuff. And many posts showcasing his lavish lifestyle, his life in P magazine industry, Sherman wrote, I would never change nothing in my life. Not one thing. From the streets to prison. I appreciated being an honorable bodyguard that would never talk my secrets from over 30 different artists and sports figures. Graves also claims she did not know that Diddy and Sherman had recorded the assault until November 2023 when they supposedly showed the footage to multiple men. The suit states that Graves' ex-boyfriend disclosed that Combs and Sherman had a pattern and practice of non-consensually recording women engaging in SA and making these videos available to the public, including by selling tapes as P. Graves is the 11th person to publicly accuse Diddy of SA. The rapper is locked up in Brooklyn. We know that. All right. I think we know that. So Sherman, Big Joe saying, it ain't me.
Oh, they're going to take him down. He probably locked up tonight.
Well, you know what he better be careful of, as long as, because he has a magazine and he has apparently a peace site, right? He better hope that none of that stuff is on his site. And why did he shut his Instagram and make his Instagram private? Leave it out there if all is well. Tay, your thoughts?
That was a hot mess at the over there with Gloria and the clients and the full press reporters over there. That was a hot mess over there. I just feel bad for the girl because after she went through 2020 21, and all those years she didn't want to trust no man because what Diddy did to her. And that boyfriend of hers, he knew what's going on over there, and he did not stop it. What kind of man did not step in when his woman is in that right there with his boss over there? If I was her, Diva, I would break him up. I say, you ain't no man. You just like money and all that stuff right there. And I will slap in the taste of his mouth too. Sorry, that's just me right there. Gloria, it's time for you to retire. You just 83 years old. Your time prime was over. It's time for... Wait, Diva. What her daughter do for a living?
Whose daughter?
Gloria.
Her daughter's a lawyer too.
I wonder why she take the daughter instead of Gloria. Just saying, Diva.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Tay Tay. Julius, you're up.
I think I got PTSD at this point. Another dang lawsuit. How much more lawsuits are we gonna be able to like enough is enough at this point. Enough is enough.
Well, Julius, you better hang on tight because there's plenty more to come because
I have a feeling there's like about 1,000 more to come.
Well, Gloria already told us she got some more clients. So
of course she does. Gloria always has her coin lined up. That we know about her.
All right, y'all. It's getting late, so let me do a little round table. Tony, your thoughts?
All right, Diva. And I'm not victim shaming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look because I didn't see the full length of this conference.
Mm-hmm.
Where Gloria starts saying, I can't say this, I can't say that, I can't talk, but I don't have the tape. And if you have information, please come forward. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, she's handing the tissues over to her client. And I'm sorry, but I'm not swayed by tears. You may have been a victim. You may have been assaulted. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. That much I can give you. But at the end of the day, you don't have a tape that you said your boyfriend saw, but your boyfriend can't speak for you because that's under the hearsay rule.
Come on now.
So you could exclude the boyfriend. Where is the tape? You're supposed to have the tape. If you want to search for the tape, it might be in the hands of the U.S. Attorney's Office. I did not like, and I did see this earlier, where this woman, the client, was wiping her tears. I'm sorry, I'm not swayed by tears. If anything, this lady should have won the Emmy last week for Best Actress. Good performance, but nothing said. A whole lot of talking, but nothing was actually delivered by Gloria Allred. She has to produce the tape. She doesn't have the tape. A good attorney, a defense attorney, will get that lawsuit tossed because the main element is the videotape that this woman claims to have had or to know about. And this was 23 years ago. And you're just now coming forward with physical ailments. I can understand the mental. Now, medical records will have to be subpoenaed. Therapy records will have to be subpoenaed. All right? I don't think this is a strong case. I think it's a weak case. But we'll see how it plays out. But I do predict it will be dismissed.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you. Diamond in the rough?
I will say everyone is scrubbing the internet as we speak.
Come on now.
Of everything that they thought they might have. The invitation is being burned. They are scrubbing the internet like a Molly maid to get their stuff out from under the digital platforms. Even what was it? Not what was it before Facebook? It was what, MySpace?
Come on now, just bring the people
They're
back.
scrubbing MySpace too of all of that stuff. And I just don't think anyone's going to be left unscathed by this. Whether you were at the door, opened the door, drove the limo, called the Uber driver, had the private taxi, booked the plane tickets, paid off the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn staff, all of y'all is going down. All of them.
All of them. You know what I can't understand? Why was she DMing the person that violated her and made a video and is distributing the video? Why would she be DMing him?
Right.
This
that
is
tape is
gonna
out
be,
there.
yeah.
They've seen that tape, and I think there's people who have that tape.
This is good. Yeah, but you know what? This is going to be a whole full-blown circus.
Right.
And maybe she was contacting him to say, let's help me take Diddy down.
Possibly.
But to me, if you violated me, I want both of y'all going down.
Right.
You heard Gloria said, somebody else named the guy. You heard Gloria said, we ain't never named the guy. Because y'all was trying to contact him for some reason.
Yeah.
And he didn't answer the call. This is a mess.
And if somebody else made him a better deal to keep quiet, possibly.
He can't keep quiet. Her own boyfriend, her own ex-boyfriend said the only person he saw on the tape was Big Joe and the girl. He didn't say Diddy. He said, I saw Big Joe and the girl in the tape.
Right.
This is going to be a circus. See, the fact that everybody's lying, they're going to mess around and Diddy going to walk.
Right.
Because everybody's lying. Because I said it before. Everybody wants to rewrite history and act like they were so angelic when all of this was going down. You heard Big Sherman. He got a whole magazine that just exploits people, but he want to claim he only went to one Diddy party, and at that party, everything was all good. It was unicorns and butterflies.
I mean, I bet if we went back and read Superhead or any of the narrations of the 90s, because the 90s in hip-hop was a wild scene from some of the artists I've spoken to. Girls backstage, girls in the dressing room, girls at the back door, girls at the side of the limo. It was all kinds of ways for folks to be exploited.
How about these timing in the rough? Because you seem like you know about these times like I do. Listen, the Freakniks was crazy.
That's right.
The Freakniks was crazy. But now Big Joe talking about
Atlanta was jumping.
He heard no evil, he saw no evil. Big Joe, go sit down somewhere. Because you didn't know nothing, but why this girl, why would she contact you? What would make her contact you?
Right. He got pictures with him and Aaliyah. We know what kind of times those were.
Come on.
Before that girl passed away.
Mm-hmm.
It was all no rules.
No rules.
And all kinds of things.
I'd like to interject here. There might be a couple of pictures of me out there, and I ain't did nothing illegal or immoral. And you check that, okay? And you check that. Okay. But Big Joe did say he has 4 daughters. Why would he be in the pornography business?
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
There you go. See, Big Joe playing games. Big Joe's another one. He's part of the Rewrite History crew.
Right.
He's part of the Rewrite History crew. But do they think we that stupid that we can't read between the lines? Either 1 and 1 is 2 or it's not. A lot of them are not making sense. He didn't know, he wasn't there. He barely knew his boys. He don't remember. He did remember, but he partied with this one and he keep everybody's secrets. Why would you do an interview talking about how you don't work with 30 celebrities and you keeping everybody's secrets? Are you dumb, stupid, or both?
Right. Now you mummy up selectively. Selective amnesia.
Dustin, your thoughts? 60 seconds, Dustin. All right, go ahead, Dustin.
I just want to say that this whole situation, I pray for the people in the situation, and I hope that everybody that was affected by this by Diddy Combs, I hope they get justice, Diva, and I also pray for the people that was involved with him. They're gonna be scarred. They're gonna be scarred for life, Diva, and I know it's gonna affect them for the rest of their lives. And I hate to be put in that situation.
Yes, I appreciate you, Dustin. Okay, I'm coming to you, homebody. You're new in the building. Give me 1 second. I want to say this really quickly. I think, unfortunately, and I'm not saying this particular young lady, I think, unfortunately, there was some that participated in the shenanigans, and they found on the back end there was some videos out there, and now they're having some remorse. Right. But I think there was some that was participating in the shenanigans. Homebody, your thoughts?
Yes. Hi, Diva. This is Homebody. Hi, Diva. Hi, everyone on the panel. Hi, chat. Diva, I've been following you for a little while, but this is my first time on the panel. So hi, thanks for letting me up.
You're welcome.
So yeah, I'm gonna share my thoughts real quickly because I have some lasagna in the oven that's about to be ready with the garlic bread.
Come on now.
So let me go ahead and just share my thoughts and my takeaways from everyone I've been listening to on the panel. You know, everyone has opinions about Gloria Allred, and my opinion is really, for me, it's more like I feel like she's sort of like a Hollywood lawyer. And some of you might not know, but for those who don't know, Lisa Allred is Gloria Allred's daughter, and she's the lawyer who is representing Don Richards on her case that she filed with Diddy. So Lisa Allred is representing Don Richards. And then with this new case that came out recently with this new accuser, and when I say accuser, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I support all victims, like take them all down. So I'm just saying accuser just to for reference. And so with this new case, I just find it interesting that this mother-daughter duo are both involved in these high-profile cases, which further makes me feel like my opinion of them being Hollywood lawyers, it kind of furthers that, because some of you might know, but some of you might not. Gloria Allred and Lisa Allred acted as legal counsel on the Dr. Phil show for many years when the Dr. Phil show was popular. And so they would weigh in on like local, cases, federal cases regarding kidnapping or federal cases regarding domestic violence or whatever. So they were doing that for years. One fascinating thing to me, I was listening on to that young lady, Simone. She has that YouTube channel, Girl Is That Legal? I believe her name is Simone Redwine. Don't let me get to lying, but I believe her name is Simone Redwine. She said that because she's an attorney herself, and so she covers, cases like this. And so she was saying that it's fascinating to her that all of these new Diddy accusers and she agrees with all of the accusers and supports all the accusers, but she said from her legal perspective, it's fascinating that all of these new accusers aren't going to the law firm that got the money for Cassie. And she said because, and she always gives, viewers legal advice. She was saying because as a client, if you are going after a big machine like Diddy, you want to use the law firm who got the check. So that law firm who got the check for Cassie, she was saying like these new accusers should have went and brought their case there to be, brought forward by that law firm and their attorneys there. So that's what I wanted to say about that. And what's everyone's thoughts on that? I'll stop. I don't want to.
So here we got another theory on that situation. They didn't go there because the one thing everybody references Cassie and how Cassie got the check. what the piece that people don't connect with Cassie and Cassie getting a check. Cassie had a 10-year relationship with Diddy. This wasn't, I met him, my boyfriend knew him, he invited me here, I went there, and then this happened. She had 10 years of evidence that everything that happened to her over a 10-year period with Diddy. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this, but y'all know when y'all hate when I tell y'all stuff, y'all be like, Diva, until it come out, and then I gotta tease y'all and be like, I told y'all. So I believe that before this, and this is why he didn't settle right away, right? This is why he didn't settle well behind the scenes. My belief is that Cassie and her hubby was getting money from Diddy all along. These threats, and she didn't just wake up one day and was like, I'm going to a lawyer. I'm going to speak to the lawyer. I'm going to sue Diddy. I'm going to write this book, and I'm going to tell him and let him know and ask him for this amount of money. I believe all along they was getting money from Diddy. And then they came this time, and he said, heck no, I'm not giving you that much. But he's been negotiating with her back and forth over the years, and he would say no. Then they settle on some amount, and then, he give her that amount, and she go away for a little bit. And then she came back for the big payday. And he said no. He called the bluff like he normally did, but this time it didn't work for him. She put the paperwork through. So it's not about just going there because they got the check. They didn't get the check because the lawyer was so good. They got the check because Diddy and his lawyers were shocked that this time she actually went that far and she filed the lawsuit. So no, it wasn't just about just because they were so good she got the check. She had evidence upon evidence upon evidence, but she been had that evidence. And in my mind, she been coming to him getting money because how was her and her boyfriend living? Not to be fresh, but what did either one of them really do to be living the life they was living before they got that check? So that's my thought on that. Why didn't they go and why aren't they going to certain lawyers? Because I believe the feds went to Gloria Allred and her daughter, and they was like, we need help.
And then to bring it back to what you're saying, Diva, that is probably the amount of pressure that Cassie was putting on Diddy was probably similar pressure he received from Kim Porter when he was using her as his little side.
No. He didn't receive no pressure from Kim Porter. Kim Porter, up into, I'm in overtime. We're going to have to deal with this another time. I have a lot to say. Me and Felicia are going to break some things down for you, but we just trying to highlight because we've been through every lawsuit. We are knee deep in this thing. They needed these two last witnesses because they got nothing. You want to know why they really don't have anything? Because everything they confiscated, every video, like I said, 99.9% of them, they ain't got Diddy in it. And if he is in it, you just seeing his naked body because he walked around naked all the time. He knows that he's taping. Nobody else knew that he was filming. He's not going to film himself because they said he used the videos to shut people up. He wasn't going to film himself. But anyway, Wayne, let me get your last words. I got to close out. Y'all got me in overtime here. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. First of all, I'd like to know if Gloria Allred is doing this pro bono, because I don't know if this girl got any money.
Right.
Second of all, I remember Gloria Allred back in the day, and she, like this young lady, the last person who spoke, like a Hollywood lawyer, feminist lawyer on women cases and stuff like that. But at some point in an occupation that takes, a lot of studying, just a lot. This lady's 83 years old. She was born July 3rd, 1941. And then she's up there asking people if anybody got any information, call me. It's like she's begging. It's like, I'm not saying she ain't got something, or this didn't happen, but it's like she's out there. Who solicits to the public? You know, I know the police officers, they'll say, you know, anybody got any information, you know, come to us and stuff like that. But it seems like she's begging, give me something to hold on to. Also, this guy that said, if this was Diddy's top bodyguard, you know he getting paid. You supposed to be everywhere I'm at. If I'm at a party, you got to be around somewhere. But he said he only been to one party. That just don't make no sense. You the bodyguard and you getting paid, but you ain't around when the parties come, when, you know, something could jump off. And a lot of the people, I ain't saying he innocent or guilty, but they always say, I'll take a lie detector test. And that's not even admissible in court. So what good does it do? So
he out of the side of his neck too. He don't know Diddy. He know Diddy. He was only at one Diddy party, but he worked for 30 celebrities. If you work for 30 celebrities, you definitely know Diddy because all the celebrities were around him. Sir, I'm not that slow.
Yeah.
you see, but you know the problem with a lie is you can't keep up with it.
Right.
You can't keep up with a lie.
And any lawyer, they look, I mean, things that we would miss, even like sometimes when y'all read these briefs or these, you know, these, it's like y'all can take like one word and it make a big difference. So I don't believe, I just can't believe he would be getting paid good money and ain't around when you need him.
You talking about Dean Deal? Is that the bodyguard?
No. We're talking about the bodyguard that was in this latest case. His name is Big Joe. Big Joe saying he don't know this lady. He said, who this woman, Harpo? He don't know this lady. He didn't know her, but he was around, but he wasn't around. It's a whole hot mess.
Don't know nothing, you know.
But yet, this is mysterious. This girl happened to be DMing him. How would she just pick him out of nowhere? He don't know her, but she know him somehow.
And another thing, Diva, she said she called a friend that normally pick up her family members or something like that, and he told her to go to the emergency room, but she didn't go to the emergency room. And the stuff that she said that was happening to her body, which I know, you know, some people don't go, you know, if they get that position. But I'm just thinking if she would have went to the emergency room and had those tests or did it whatsoever, that would have been her call. I mean, her breaker right there. She didn't go to the emergency room. And where's the guy that she said came and picked her up after this happened?
Well, maybe
Because if you read the indictment or whatsoever, the case thing, and what she said happened to her, and you didn't go to the emergency room, girl. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, a lot of people don't do it because they're scared or intimidated or whatever. But if I had those issues going on with me, Diddy would just have to see me in the emergency room. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and she didn't need that. She didn't need that. She could have done that press conference without that girl, because
that part
it all looks staged. That impacts that statement she had. You can go right online and get that same statement. It covers everything: the PTSD. It covers the anxiety. It covers this. Hits all the markers. Hit all the markers.
Yeah, she could have did the press conference without her. She could have not did the press conference because that's how horrible that thing was. But listen,
she said a lot and didn't say nothing.
Y'all got that part right there. Y'all got me an OT. I love y'all. We got a lot to dissect. Let me tell you, this is just the beginning to a crazy end. Get your popcorn, get your cotton candy. I told you before, it's going to be clowns. We done saw a clown today. Did I not promise y'all it's going to be clowns? And I'm sorry, he talking about all people going just Big Joe. Big Joe. Right now, I'm seeing the clownery, the foolery. You got to give us a little bit more than that. Anyway, guys, listen, y'all know the routine. Hit the like button. If you didn't hit it on the way in, hit it on the way out. I'll see you on the next video. Good night and goodbye, y'all.